If your guns feel like Nerf darts at level 10, watch this. The Phamiliar build turns your level 1 Vault Hunter into a boss melter. Zero meta gear required. This is a leveling build to take you from 1 to 50 and one you'll enjoy. What's up, Sweats and Vault Hunters? It's BiggySweats. Today we're locking the Phamiliar action skill on the Here Comes Trouble tree. My pick for the best Siren leveling build and one that will level you fast. This path stacks survivability, healing, overshields and kill skills while ramping your damage with guns, ordnance and your loyal summon Trouble. With Trouble on the field, you'll tear through hordes and stay safe. It's aggro, you control the fight and your damage keeps climbing. No legendaries, no meta and no cheese. Beginner friendly, point by point from level 1. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the exact skill order so you never brick your tree, weapons and ordnance that feel good with trash loot, the game plan, how to position, when to send trouble, and how to keep your shields humming. Let's build your Siren into a boss melter. So let's go from level 1 all the way to level 50. We're first off going level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All into grave sustenance. We're then going to put 1 point at level 7 into Yal and Bay. Then we're going to flop over to grave command at level 8 and put 1 in here. Level 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all going into Yal and Bay. Then 13 is going back into grave command. We're going to jump over to Vorpal Fiends at level 14 and put 1 point in here. Then we're going to finish off grave command at level 15 and grab 3 out of 3. Jump back over at level 16 to Vorpal Fiends and grab that. This unlocks the next line. We're from there gonna put at level 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 all into Shocking Attunement. We're then gonna jump over to the Incarnate Green Tree, where at level 22 and 23, we're putting 2 points into Guns and Needles. We're gonna swap back to the Phamiliar build, and we're gonna drop level 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 into Infusion. Then jumping straight back over to our green tree, 29 is going into Guns and Needles, and then we are putting 2 points, level 30 and 31, into Grave Sights. We're then going to look for Fiendish Invigoration, which is level 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. Staying on the green side, we're going down into Target Prescience, where level 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41 are going to sit. We're then going to jump back over to the orange side or the red side, whatever color you see. And we're going to grab the last 3 points, level 42, 43, and 44 into Vorpal Fiends. Then finally, back straight into the green tree, where we're going to slam 5 points, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49 into Channeling. And our final level 50 point is going into Grave Sights. Now, the overall final build is going to look somewhat like this with your augments, Hexus Nexus and Unsealed. These are your 2 augments you're going to be using. However, from early game, we're going to be taking Blink Strike instead of Hexus Nexus, as obviously we unlock this post level 16. So 1 to 16 is going to be Blink Strike. That is your overall talent route you're going to be taking to get this leveling build working. Let's go a little bit more in depth on the reasoning and why we're choosing certain things. Let's power this up. Level 2s to 6, we're cherry picking the Here Comes Trouble passives that make Trouble a monster and keep you unkillable. Summon buffs, survivability, kill skills, and raw gun damage. These nodes are why Trouble's badass form absolutely farms. Every point here compounds more aggro drawn, more heals, more overshield uptime, and a higher base damage, so your trash tier guns still clap. Now don't get cute. Fill the core passives first so your minion scales while you sprint through early game. Level 17 is your first big pivot. Grab the Hexus Nexus Augment, then start pumping Shocking Attunement. We're rushing to unlock the Unsealed capstone. That's the moment the build goes from strong to obnoxious. Early on, we run Blink Strike to execute enemies under 50% HP. Clean, fast, and 0 ammo waste. After 16, we swap from Blink Strike to Hexus Nexus. Now Trouble becomes a real tank and a CC tool. He yanks aggro so you free fire, and thanks to our max health, healing, overshield passives, he stays topped during most fights. As you climb towards the level cap, keep feeding passives and kill skills that boost Repkits. Then dip into Vexcalation for 2 bangers, Guns and Needles and Fiendish Invigoration. These stack extra Repkit juice and synergize insanely well with Infusion. The result, you're chaining Repkit procs like a slot machine and your time to kill nosedives. A quick recap on the best augments. So level 6 to 16 is Blink Strike. Use it to finish 50% HP enemies and keep your pace turbo. Post 16, Hexus Nexus converts Trouble into high aggro tank, giving you safe angles and effortless crowd control. Capstone time. Unsealed on Here Comes Trouble, Branch 3. Trouble marks his target. That marks takes increased gun damage from you. It's a kill skill. When a marked enemy dies, Trouble gains a stack of Unsealed for a duration. You get health regen and increased damage. And while Phase Familiar is active, Unsealed effects are doubled. Yes, this stacks. Translation is bosses and badasses melt. Command Trouble to tag high value targets, then pop a Repkit and chain kills. Your regen, overshields, and damage all spike at once. So the micro rotation cheat sheet, a simple loop. Number 1, we send Trouble. Watch for the mark icon. 2, Repkit as you engage 2 prime buffs. Repkit is our heal, and a lot of them have buffs that you can use when you use it. So you can use this preemptive when you're going into a fight. 3, Guns plus Ordnance while Trouble taunts with Hexus Nexus. 4, Execute Stragglers. If we're below 16, we're going to use Blink Strike. If we're above, we're using Hexus Nexus. 5, Ride Unsealed stacks. With Phase Familiar active, it's double value. Now, some common mistakes. Don't split early points across trees. Don't delay survivability nodes, and don't hoard Repkits. Use them to start fights. The build scales by staying in combat and keeping Trouble busy. Next section, let's talk weapons, Repkits, and the leveling flow. Weapons. VEX thrives on SMGs. They sync perfectly with a fast-paced, aggressive playstyle. Stick close to Trouble, melt enemies up close, and keep the DPS rolling. For manufacturer, it's Maliwan all day. Maliwan SMGs plus licensed parts let you fully leverage Infusion. And if you grab shock weapons, you stack even more bonus stats off your skills. Translation, shotguns feel cracked with this setup. The best manufacturer is Maliwan. Now, if you're ready to chase some legendaries, here are the standouts for this build. The Onslaught SMG, your dream gun, legendary Maliwan SMG, fast, high DPS, and perfect synergy with Infusion and close range play. The AF1000 Repkit, one of the strongest Repkits in the game. Drops huge shields and shields, and with the Repkit synergy, you're chaining buffs like crazy. Then the Pacemaker Repkit, another top tier Repkit, great to mid to late game when you want consistent sustain. And don't sleep on your shields. Fireworks is a super early game legendary dropped off Splash Zone that pairs beautifully with our overshield skills, making you basically unkillable while Trouble holds aggro. The next major rule is using Here Comes Trouble on cooldown. Popping Trouble's badass form lets you tear through normal mods while you sweep up the rest with your SMG and Ordnance. The faster the cycle this skill, the faster you snowball. As you scale into mid and late game, hunt for order Repkits with licensed parts. These roll 2 charges, so you get double the survivability and 2 procs of Infusion buffs on demand. Every fight starts smoother when you open with a Repkit. Last piece, don't just roam. To level fast, grab every side mission and bounty you can. You're stacking EXP from completions plus AXP from all mobs you wipe on the way. That's double dip in progression while practicing your build. So to sum up this whole section, if you didn't listen to a single thing I just said, Maliwan SMGs are your bread and butter. Farm Onslaught if you can. Chase Repkits like the AF1000 or the Pacemaker for busted sustain. Pair it all with the Fireworks Shield and spam your action skill on cooldown. Add in order Repkits with 2 charges plus side missions for EXP, and you'll never feel underleveled, undergunned, or unsafe. So here's the full picture. This build centers on the Phase Familiar of the Here Comes Trouble tree. We're stacking passive that boost survivability and raw damage. Pair it with SMGs, especially Maliwan Shock SMGs, and you've got a close range playstyle that feels fast, sticky, and brutal. This playstyle is simple but powerful. Trouble is your summon, your tank, and your DPS engine. He soaks aggro, lets you free fire, and his mark pumps your gun damage even higher. Combine that with the Repkit buffs and overshields, and you're flying through story content without ever needing perfect loot. And that's the best Phase Familiar leveling build for Siren, in my opinion. Beginner friendly, scales hard, and turns you into a boss melter from level 1 to endgame. This build is about those that want to use Trouble and the red skill line. There's not been many builds out there. A lot of the other ones are pure meta for green and blue, but we want to see Trouble in action. If this guide has helped you, drop a like so more Vault Hunters can see it. And hit subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content and want more high IQ Borderlands 4 builds and leveling guides, minus the high IQ. Got a legendary drop or a build tweak you love? Throw it in the comments. I read them all. Catch you in the next one, guys. Stay sweaty and peace.